Well, there goes my Shein cart because, or Shein, I don't care how y'all say it, because Trump is now imposing 104% tariff on China. 104%. Love. Could have just taxed billionaires, honestly.
Hey guys, welcome back, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Lumi, and today we're going to be looking at some TikToks regarding the new tariffs against China. Now, as a recap, and if you're not familiar, the US has raised tariffs against all Chinese imports to the US to 104% on Wednesday, April 9th, 2025. Before we really get into it, if you enjoy this kind of content and if you find yourself returning to my videos, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It would help me and the channel go a long way.
Could have just did that. But now my little baby Shein cart, Shein, Temu, whatever, 104%. Get out of here. Trump is literally just trying to annihilate the American people and make his friends richer. I can't even take 104% seriously. How are we taking this serious? This thing goes into effect tonight. There isn't even time to make your order. Okay? There's no time. I have so many things in my cart. I have to sort through what I'm actually going to purchase and what I'm just like throwing in there. Who doesn't have 200 items in their cart? I have to like go through and pick what I actually want to order. 104%.
Is it Shein or Shein? I've always thought it was Shein. I've never used Shein or Shein. I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm just going to call it Shein. I've never personally used it. It seems kind of like a fast fashion sort of company. I know it's based in China and a lot of people like it. Like it rose in popularity pretty quick. I think that over the last couple of years, I remember they were advertising pretty aggressively on YouTube and other social media platforms. Like I think last year or the year before that, I don't know, when was Shein founded? It feels like a new-ish company. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the idea of fast fashion. I think it's a problematic business model. It seems pretty wasteful. It seems kind of cheap. Typically it is cheap. That's the whole point. It's like it's fast fashion for a reason, you know, like let's say you want something that looks like, I don't know, like a jacket, for example, from like a major clothing outlet or department store, and it's just too expensive. Well, you can go to Shein, for example, and buy something that looks similar to that jacket, but it's not that jacket, you know? And usually the trade-off with it is that the clothes aren't made very well. They don't fit the body well, and it just kind of looks like the item that you want, the actual clothing manufacturer that you want it from. It's basically like a fake, you know, without being a fake, I guess. A true fake or counterfeit item would be like ripping off a designer bag or like, you know, selling something that looks designer for like a fraction of the cost. Another thing I wanted to add is she says she has over 200 items in her cart. Who does this? Is this typical? Like I've never done that before. I only put what I want in my cart. I don't really treat it like, it sounds like she's treating it as like a wish list. Maybe Shein doesn't have like a wish list feature, which would be kind of odd. Like who doesn't have that feature on their e-commerce website? But yeah, 200 items in your cart. That's wild to me. But yeah, now she's saying that like she has to go in and either clear it out or buy it now, or I don't know. I don't think there's time. I think, you know, these tariffs are moving really fast. I think she's sort of just gonna have to wait it out. I mean, that's what I would do in this case. Like, hopefully they can come to an agreement. Hopefully there can be a deal made between our two countries and things will go back to normal. I'd hope. But I mean, this president, you know, Trump, he's playing with fire. You know, it feels like we're playing a game of chicken with the whole world. It's really dangerous. It's a dangerous game to be playing. You know, there's no guarantees. There's no guarantees here. So, but I guess we'll have to wait and see.
With these new tariffs, all these big brands are going to be fine in the long run. Everyone else is about to get screwed. Large brands often have supply chains across the entire world, which allows them to navigate these tariffs. But picture a small to medium-sized clothing brand. Their garments were probably made in one factory. And if that factory was in China, they just got hit with a 104% tariff. They are in deep trouble. So you might ask, why don't they just reshore their manufacturing? And that's because every single component that they need to make their clothing, from the zippers to the fabric to the thread, has all been available in one place, which is China. If this brand were to try to move to another region, they might have several different problems. One, a lot of these regions that service these big brands are designed to service these big brands. Their supply chains and their minimum order quantities are a lot higher than small and medium brands can even achieve. A lot of the factories in these regions won't even entertain orders that are not in the tens of thousands of units. Two is consistency. Imagine you're producing a jacket like this, and now you need to move supply chains. You have to now source the exact zipper, the exact fabric, the thread, everything to make sure you're keeping the exact same product quality, which a lot of smaller brands don't have the logistical or technical teams to be able to deal with. Number three, supply chains are not just numbers. They're built on relationships. And imagine you've been dating this factory and you've been going steady for years and everything's great, because outside circumstances, you have to break up with them and you have to try to date the new hot factory that everyone else is trying to date. It's just not going to end up well. Ultimately, these next few years are going to be very rocky. It's going to be a difficult time. Even if these tariffs are negotiating tactics, there's going to be brands that are affected today because they might not even have money to pay for their existing orders, let alone the next ones. Whether or not the US gets a good trade deal out of this, it doesn't matter for small businesses if they're already bankrupt.
Yeah, I agree with him here. I think the people who are going to be affected the most by this are the small businesses. The much larger businesses he mentioned, they have the teams and the resources to kind of navigate this uncertainty and figure out what they're going to do next. They're going to take a hit, sure, but I'm pretty sure H&M and Gap and, Lululemon or whatever, like they're all going to make it out of this unscathed or with minimal damage, right? The people who, just work out of their garage, right, and take orders and have it manufactured over in China, like those people are going to be feeling it pretty bad. Like, I think we're going to see a lot of small businesses go bankrupt, unfortunately, if something doesn't get worked out soon. Like, I'm talking over the next 3 to 6 months. Yeah, it's going to be rough. And, on top of that, the general economy is just doing horrible right now. So if you're a small business and you don't have anything else on the side and you rely on manufacturing in China, you're going to have pretty much no revenue coming in because everyone's being affected by this stuff. The jobs are low, or people are starting to get laid off, I should say. People have less spending money. So if you're already like a small business, or it makes me think of like people who sell the products on eBay or like Etsy, or like, let's say you're a small creator, you sell shirts, like t-shirts and hats, stuff like that. Is like 99% of the time it's made in China. Like, they're not making this stuff themselves, and only like diehard fans of your brand or whatever, like only those people I could see maybe buying your products at 104% markup, but that is a stretch. That is, I just don't see it happening for most small businesses. I think most will have to go out of business or put their business on hold for a while. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs are going to have to go back and look for work either in the service industry or, the white collar job market is really tight right now. I can, take it from me. I'm looking for a corporate job right now. It is rough. There is nothing out there. And now with all with the influx of federal workers who were recently laid off, also competing for those jobs, it is becoming extremely difficult to find any kind of work like that. Work that provides, 401ks, full benefits, good jobs, right? There's just none. There's so few and far between. So it's almost like there is an incentive to try to make your own thing happen, try to like do your own thing for a while. That's pretty much what I'm doing. I couldn't find any work for the past 6 months, so I'm like, that's it. I'm done with this. I'm gonna start my own thing, do my own thing for a while, because trying to look for a job in America right now is pretty difficult, and it seems like it's only gonna get worse for a while.
They're talking about 104% tariffs on China to go into effect at midnight tonight. 104%. I genuinely do not know how I'm going to keep doing my job. I import so much from China to do my job. And I'm not even just talking about like acrylic charm keychains that I have made. No, I'm talking about like supplies too. I make all of my stickers, like they're all made in my home studio, but like the sticker paper is made in China. It's sourced from China. Oh, well, Nicole, just buy from US brands. I buy the sticker paper from a US brand, but the paper is made in China. The brand that I buy it from gets it from China. These US suppliers of these materials, they're essentially middlemen. Like, this stuff isn't made here. And there are so many things that like artists manufacture, like enamel pins, for example. You legally cannot manufacture that in the United States. The machines used to make enamel pins is illegal in the United States. Oh, but I get my pins made from this American company. That is a middleman. You cannot make enamel pins in the United States. I forget exactly what it is, but it's like the machine used to make enamel pins is the same type of machine used to make US currency. It's to prevent, counterfeit bills. And it's not even just that. Like, I know a lot of people like to design like those like hair claw clips. Like, I think they're made with like acetate or something. Another thing that you cannot manufacture in the United States. I need to like replenish my inventory soon. I need to make new designs. I don't know how I'm going to financially do it. I don't know. 104%.
That's crazy about the whole pen thing. Like, I had no idea that the machines were basically the same that they used to make currency with. But yeah, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I think this person is an artist, small business owner. They get a lot of their stuff from China. And even if they get the stuff from the US, from a quote unquote US manufacturer, they're just a middleman. They actually just get their stuff from China. It's crazy how reliant the US economy is on Chinese manufacturing. Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. These are the types of people that I think are going to get most affected by this. They're either going to have to get creative, only make certain things that they can make themselves, either here or somewhere else that's not China, I guess. But this is what this new administration wants. They want all of us to just rely on the US, and I guess essentially become isolationists. Yeah, it's going to affect a lot of people. The economy is going to take a hit. I mean, it's already taking a hit. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this one up here. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, give me a like down below. Dislike it if you dislike it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Are the tariffs affecting you personally? And as always, if you enjoy this sort of content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It would help me and the channel go a long way. But anyway, guys, I will catch you in the next one. Later.